Nazdar lidičky, rád vás to opět vidím, dneska koukám, že jste trošku silnější sestavě, to je dobře. Dneska se teda vrhneme opět na Gothic, uvidíme, jak se dostaneme daleko, doufám, že se dneska povede dostat i do té domobrany, ať máme trošku možnost se naučit se zbraněma, protože to budeme potřebovat. No a pustíme se do toho, ať to stojí za to. Takže jo, a ještě zkontroluji, jestli jsem slyšet, pustíme se do toho. Jo, slyšet jsem, paráda. Tak, já otevři to, spust to a jedem. Jo, tady to trhlama. Nevím, že jsem potřeba teď tak nazývají, že to nastavit jako klasika. Dneska se víme, že z předpovědí trefili, abych řekl pravdu. Řekl, že vše začne pršet a ono fakt začalo. Tak, já se potřebuji zbavit tamhle těch banditů nahoře, to je jeden z hlavních úkolů. Teď pro mě, kolik mám 100 necelou, jasně. Mám něco na prodej. No nic moc u sebe nemám. Hele, tam mám měšec. Tak 25 máme, dobrý. Jo, protože tady jsou měšce oproti jedničce. Ještě tam máme jeden u toho trola, ne trola, skřeta. Tom vím, ale bojím se, že by mě mohl vyhmátnout. Ještě přemýšlím. A jo, zkusíme jít k těm. Zkusíme jít hnedka, teď zkusíme jít na domobranu, ať máme trošku šance. Tam bychom hlavně měli získat zdarma zbroj. Když teď jsem člen města, tak bych se mohl dostat do horního, na horní náměstí a tam získat další úkoly. Bychom tam taky mohli. Uvidíme, jestli mi tam pustí, ale já nejdřív zkusím vzít tady u toho skřeta ty věci, ať... Tak rychle odsud radši zmiznout. Tak, to jsme získali za svědky. Ledovější, pohnivější. Tu ohnivou kouli. A léčení za 400, jo. Docela dobrý. Měšec s 50 mincema, bezva. To bude hodit. Musím nejdřív teda vlízt do horní části, jestli nám pustěj. Samozřejmě, to není samozřejmě zaručené. Tak, to je dusno, jak když začalo.
But so great was the wrath of Beliar that he came across the land and chose the beast. And Beliar spoke to it.
How's the situation?
At the moment, it's quiet.
Subject.
Only the bandits outside the city are causing us problems.
A portion of his divine power.
What do you know about the bandits?
They've all come from that blasted mining colony. But there are several splinter groups. Some are holed up in the mountains, and others have joined up with Ona, the landowner. But it's the bandits outside of town who cause the most problems. They're the reason that none of the merchants venture beyond the city gates now.
Became his subject. And Enos gave unto him a portion
What
of
do you
his
know about the
divine
bandits who
power,
robbed Hakon the
so
merchant?
that he might undo the
that
work
matter.
of Beliar.
Don't remind me. As far as we know, they're responsible for a lot
And
of the attacks
Beliar
on
spoke
merchants.
to another
Those rats have
creature,
crawled into
but
their
Adanos
holes and
brought
don't
forth
dare
the
come out
tide,
again.
and the
Once
creature
we
was
were able
washed
to
from the
track them
face
down
of
and
the
follow
earth.
them. But we broke off pursuit in the woods outside the city. There's too many beasts roaming around there.
But with it,
it's much
the
too
trees
dangerous.
and
But there's one
animals were
more
also
thing.
washed
A few
away,
of the stolen goods have
and
shown up
a
in
deep
Corinus.
sadness
This means that they know how they can
overcame
smuggle the
Adanos.
wares into town and sell them.
Yeah, we suspect they have a fence in the city.
And
But we
thus
haven't been able to
spake
catch the
Adanos
guy
to
yet.
his
If you find out
brothers,
anything about the
"Never
business,
again
remember Lord
shall
Andre
you
has
walk
posted a
upon
bounty
my
for the
land,
fence.
for it is sacred, and so shall it be."
Where did the bandits who had my
human
wanted
and the
poster come
beast
from?
We picked them up near the
waged war
landowner's
upon the land
place,
of Adanos,
but they didn't look
and the
like
wrath
Onar's
of the
people.
gods
I think
was
they're
with
part of a
them.
smaller group which is holed up in the mountains near Onar's farm. But if you intend to go there, let me warn
And
you,
the human
those
slew
cutthroats
the
make short
beast,
work of
and it entered
everyone.
I'll
into
remember that.
Beliar's realm.
I've got my own
Nějaký
opinion about that.
zápisky, tak je to dobrý.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Adanos saw that order and
Don't say you didn't know that.
Wait a minute.
Will it ever change?
Well, what have we here?
Have you no manners? That's disgusting.
I'm not telling
Oh,
you
is
anything
this
new.
filthy rabble? Haven't you a job where you ought to be? But I suppose no one would miss a down-at-heel fellow like
never
you,
do that.
hey? Well, if you had as much gold as I do, you wouldn't have to work either. But you'll never be that rich.
I see I'm gonna have lots of fun with you.
He didn't get that from me.
I'm not telling you anything new.
He really didn't deserve that.
I asked you who you are.
I
He
am
never would have thought of that
Valentino,
himself.
the handsome, bon vivant and ladies' man. Poor in cares, rich in wisdom and gold, and the
Listen to
women
the wrong
throw
people.
themselves at me. If you have problems, keep them. I don't need them.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Do you have anything else to tell me?
Make yourself
can't go on like
popular,
this
never
forever.
promise anything to anyone, take what you can, and watch out that you don't get into a quarrel with the militia. Or with jealous husbands, of
didn't deserve
course.
that.
They're the worst, let me tell you.
That's been known a long time.
Dobrá rada.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Halt! Only the citizens of the town and the king's troops can get into the upper end of the town.
That.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I'm a respected citizen of Corinus. Let me pass.
Whatever prompted the masters of Corinus to let you sign on as an apprentice, I don't want to know about it. You may enter, but behave yourself.
That's all just
Otherwise,
gossip.
you'll have the worst trouble in your life.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
A, paráda, jsme tam.
But no,
That'll never
he insisted
change.
he knew better.
I'm not telling you anything new.
That will
Nobody
never
wants
change.
to know.
Ah, you again. So, you actually managed to
ever
get
asked
into
me
the
my
upper
opinion.
quarter. There are some things you must heed here.
And that's the
Otherwise, you will wind up outside as fast as you got in here.
I'm not touching
You're
my
only
stuff.
allowed to enter the merchant's buildings. You can recognize them by the signs over the door. Just so there are no misunderstandings.
Wait and see.
The other buildings belong to important citizens. There is nothing there for you. The important citizens of this town live in this quarter. So treat them with respect. Do we understand each other?
Sure.
Nothing amazes me.
Where can I find Lord Hagen?
He's in the town hall, at the end of the upper quarter. But you will not be admitted there without a good reason.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Yes? That they let someone like you in here? Such a thing hasn't happened in ages.
Vidíš, jsem výjimečný.
I agree with you completely.
That was no big deal.
How's business?
Not so great. Back when the barrier was still in place, times were better. The prisoners would scrape boxes and boxes of ore from the mines, and my ships then brought it to the mainland. On their way back, they bought food and other wares. But now we're cut off from the mainland and have to rely on the farmers for supplies.
That was no big.
How do you make a living now?
Right now I'm living off my savings. But if I can't get back into business, times are going to get rough for me.
It had to happen sooner or later.
I agree with you completely.
Nevypadá jako obchůdek.
Nobody wants to know.
That was obvious all along.
Rytíř.
I've got no time for things like that.
Nikdo, s kým bych přímo mohl mluvit.
It's a bad business.
To všechno jenom.
But the human and the beast waged war upon the land,
Netrajnou.
and the wrath of the gods was
That's an open
with them.
secret.
Hey, you!
My name is Ludero.
Honestly.
I buy and sell all kinds of things.
What wares do you have to offer?
Well, especially rare and unusual things.
Everybody
So
knows
far, I've always managed to fulfill my customers' wishes.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Show me your wares.
And it's going to get even worse.
Světlo rychlosti.
Who says things like that?
Bezvědomí.
He'd better
Zajímavý.
shut up. You don't say.
Uhlí.
You don't
síra.
say.
Nic moc teda,
Go away.
kamaráde.
Don't tell
Jsem
me that.
čekal něco lepšího.
Everybody knows by
I knew
now.
that would.
Hey, you!
And it's going to get even
What are
worse.
you doing here?
I make sure that nobody enters the houses.
Everybody knows
Explicit
by now.
order from Lord Hagen. And don't even think about
Hasn't seen
violating
it.
this
Been
order.
there, done that.
Honestly,
How are things?
I witnessed
At the
it
moment,
myself.
everything is quiet.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Nobody wants to know.
Dalšího.
That's not what I heard.
Say you didn't know that.
Měšťanka.
Who says things like
It
that?
was his decision, wasn't it?
Dělník.
He'd better shut up.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Tady jsou prodeje lektorů
Everybody
a
knows by
patří to
now.
asi,
It's his
jo, tady
decision,
k
wasn't it?
tomuhle.
Hey, you!
Welcome, traveler. Looking for a fine potion? I have a large selection and reasonable prices, and my potions are much better than the stuff that Zuris sells.
And he works.
Show me your wares.
I
Piva,
can't take care of everything for
síla,
everybody. That's what I've always
mana,
said.
amulet
That's an open
ohně,
secret.
nic moc. Amulet ohně se bude samozřejmě hodit v pozdějších fázích.
Someone's got to do the work.
Tak, dejte mi XPky. A tak mi to nedá, protože tohle už jsme četli. V jiných částech.
Husband
That
did.
would be a problem.
Don't tell this to anyone.
The things I could tell you.
And he
už
works
nic
all day
není.
too.
Go on like this forever.
Tohle taky
That's an
nevypadá
open
jako
secret.
obchodní
Nobody wants to
dům,
know.
takže nic.
But that's terrible.
I already thought
A
as much.
koukám, že mi klekla náhledovka. Dejte mi chvilku lidičky. A teď, když to uložím, kdyby to chtělo crashnout.
That's an open secret.
Že to dělá docela rádo. Jak to schodím, tak to crashne, jasně. Ještě, že jsem to uložil. Tak, náhledovka už zase funguje, dobrý. Ještě jednou zajímavé, že to když dám odstav, tak to prostě...
Get out of here. Yeah, get out. See?
Já jsem
That
doufal,
wasn't
že
so
jsou
hard.
taky boty, že to je obchod, no. Tak jsem se, pardon.
That's no secret.
Jako samý.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
You should really have known better.
It's a bad business.
Tady moc obchodů teda není,
Same old
jenom
thing all
jeden.
over again.
That's all just gossip.
What's new?
They say the farmers have rebelled. We can't use crap like that now, when we're in the middle of a war with the orcs.
Myself.
He thinks it's
What are my options here in town?
If you don't want to end up in the gutter in the harbor district, find a regular job. Ask around in the lower part of town. maybe you'll get lucky. If you're planning on staying longer here in the city, you should join the militia, or at least get trained in combat. The combat instructors in the barracks also train civilians. The orcs will come soon, and then you'll be glad of every hour you spent on the drill ground.
What do you know about the paladins?
Not much. Nobody knows exactly why they're here. Not even those of us in the city guard. They've taken control of the city, chased the governor out of his council chamber, and relieved the judge of his office. If you ask me, it's a good thing. Those pompous asses bitterly need a lesson in humility.
That's been known a long time.
Nebudu už ho otravovat. To tady prozkoumat, tam je bez tak nepustí, takže to je jednoduchý. A tady se dá projít. Co ty tady? O, to je zahradník.
What are you doing here?
What do you think, huh? I'm a gardener. I take care of the garden.
You're pretty much by yourself here, aren't you?
Yes, and it should stay that way. I'm glad that I have some peace here. Once, they wanted to send me to the penal colony because I did some guy in. But Larius, the governor, needed another gardener, and so I could stay here. Over time, this garden has become my home, and I'm content with that.
Are you growing herbs as well?
A few. I'm growing fireweed and fire nettles. I also tried swamp weed, but that doesn't really thrive here. Well, I just harvested. So if you want to buy something...
Show me your wares.
Takže jenom namanutajme k ničemu, kámo, bohužel. A díky, že si u tebe můžeme něco takového koupit.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I am Cedric the Swordmaster, Paladin of the King.
Now that's typical.
Can you train me?
I only train paladins.
He had better shut up.
Takže nic.
If I hadn't seen
I am Girion, Master of Two-Handed Combat and Paladin of the King. Why are you disturbing me?
and it's going to get even worse.
Can you train?
If you wish to learn something, you must turn to a teacher from outside of our order. I am a warrior, not a teacher.
And it's going to get even worse.
Seš mistr, ale ve svých znalostí
Halt! Only men who are in service to the king may enter the town hall.
I need to speak to Lord Hagen.
Do you know how often I've heard that? You can't go in. If you try anyway, I'll have to kill you. I'm staying.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I need...
Do you know how often...
Takže mě tam nepustí, dokud nebudu v královských službách, no, bohužel.
Nobody will
Hey.
learn anything from me.
What are you doing?
Who are you then? Looks like you're new and have no idea what's going on around here. They call me Gabrant. That's Mr. Gabrant. Sir, to you. Got it?
He would have never thought of that himself.
I get the point, Mr. Gabrant, sir.
At least it didn't take you too long to grasp how the wind blows around here. As soon as business starts picking up again, I can surely find a use for a great big guy like you. You'd make a really good depot master. Can you read?
And there's more, believe me.
Is it real?
Of course.
Fine, fine. Trained staff is hard to come by. How about your references?
References?
All right. I shall remember your face. Once trade picks up again, come and see me. I just might have a job for you by then.
Do you really believe that?
Anything?
People like you have no business up here. If you should...
He would have never thought of that himself.
Nejdřív, že mě bude potřebovat, a teďkom, že tady nemám co dělat. To je taky. Dělník, takže tady jsme asi skončili. Tam se za ním nedostaneme, takže jdeme zkusit domobranu.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
We can only wait and see.
That's all just gossip.
Učíme tady za naším
Heard
mistrem.
a thing or two.
There you are again.
Really? How interesting.
Nemáme kůži, takže jsme zatím zbytečný.
I never knew that.
You didn't get that from me.
Tak, tady někoho ještě najdeme, s kým jsme nemluvili.
What do you want?
I wanted to have a look around here.
Then where exactly are you headed?
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Not long ago, the city guards turned the entire harbor district upside down. They were searching for stolen property. There have been plenty of thefts here lately, especially in the better quarters. They're obviously trying to blame the poor suckers at the harbor for everything.
What interesting things are there to see here?
There's a cat house here and a tavern. The landlord's name is Cardiff. If it's information you want, he'll be the right person to talk to. Do you, need money, by the way?
Are you giving it away?
No, but right across the street here is the house of Lamar, the moneylender. I'm sure he'll give you a few gold pieces. Just go ahead.
Do you work for Lamar?
Smart kid.
Who says things like that?
Hey.
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender, and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
Já chci napůjčit, nepotřebujeme. Zatím. Budeme potřebovat, bude to průser, no.
That's not what I heard.
But no.
Hey, you!
Better.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Why are you hammering?
For days now, I've been desperately trying to fix the leaks in my
It's
house.
gonna get even worse.
The rafters have been crumbling away ever since we had those rainfalls recently. Soon everything's gonna come down around my ears.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Týká mu, s tím mu moc nepomůžem. Alvin. Ze zaklínače.
Hey, you!
Boy, that lunatic's hammering is wearing me down.
Who are you talking about?
Can't you hear that hammering? Who do you think hammers all day long in the harbor district? I mean that lunatic felon. He takes the hammer to his hut every day.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
That's not what I heard.
I could take care of Felon.
You want to help me? What's in it for you?
You tell me.
Oh, that's how it is. All right, if you can get him to stop hammering, I'll pay you 25 gold pieces. But I'll tell you one thing right now. You can't talk to the guy. He's nuts. The only thing that will help is a few decent punches.
Do you really believe that?
He had better shut up.
I'll see what I can do.
You can think about it. Remember, I'll pay you 25 gold coins.
That was obvious all along.
Are those your sheep?
The only one that belongs to me is the one that answers to the name of Lucy. Ha ha! That's my wife, Lucy. The sheep belong to the militia. All the sheep they collect from the farmers, they bring to me.
There's nothing you can do about it.
And how are the sheep?
Felon's hammering is going to drive them crazy. One of these days, they'll go completely to pieces.
That's an open secret.
Hear ye,
inhabitants of Corinus.
Dáme.
By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, any contact...
That's an open secret. But that's terrible.
Hello, are you feeling quite well? Fine, just as long as I manage to get all this repaired in time.
That doesn't surprise me.
Could you stop hammering? Nah, I have to finish this.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
And it's gonna get even worse.
Nothing surprising.
I'll give you 10 gold pieces if you stop that hammering.
Hey, that's very generous of you. But as to your gold, you can... Well, you know what you can do with it.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Just quit hammering, okay?
Just try not to bug me too much, okay?
No, he insisted he knew better.
Stop that hammering or I'll break every bone in your body.
Forget it, or I'll knock some sense into your head with my hammer.
I'm not telling you anything new.
You have... Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
Toho já myslím, že to nemusíme zmlátit, ale musíme mu ukrást kladivo. Tím bychom to měli mít vyřešený, ale samozřejmě to můžeme až v noci, protože přes den mlátí.
That's all just gossip.
Who says things like that?
Nothing surprises me.
What are you doing here?
This is my home. But if you mean, what do I do all day? I arrange fights.
That's all just gossip.
You arrange fights?
Every day, from noon until evening. And right here, behind the warehouse in the harbor district. Home sweet home.
That's terrible.
What are the rules for the fight?
Quite simple. All regular weapons are allowed, no bows or crossbows, and no magic. We fight until one of us drops. And as soon as one of us is flat on his back, it's over. Got it? Whoever leaves the ring is out. So if you quit, I win. The stake is 50 gold coins. If you win, you get 100 back. If not, well, then your money is down the drain. Got it?
Yep. You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate. So, I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
To whom did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Jorah. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
That's what I've always said.
What do you know about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war has been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
Can you train me?
If you really want to learn how to fight, then go up against me. The lesson is no extra charge.
Musíme s ním bojovat, nebo si počkáme a já to zkusím.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit
I
order
want
of
to
the
fight
Honorable
against
Lord
you.
Hagen,
Do you have
the
50
following
gold
decree
pieces?
is hereby enacted by reason of the imminent
Here you
danger
are.
of an attack
We
by
have a
orcs.
new
Each
challenger.
inhabitant
The
of
bets
city
are
is to
placed.
prepare
Are you
himself
ready?
accordingly. Everyone is to begin training in the skills of combat
Come here.
immediately,
Then
and to
let's
arm
see what you
himself
can do.
appropriately.
Don't stand now. That hit the
Ty
spot.
vole, on je moc rychlej. To se mi teda tam nevyplatilo. Tak. S touhle zbraní jsem pomalej, takže to se mi nevyplatí teďkom bojovat.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Hey, you got no business here, understand?
Who are you?
That's none of your business. I'm the boss here, okay?
The boss of what? Of those chests?
Hey, the storeroom was under my supervision, got it? So piss off, or else I'll bash in your skull.
Tomu i věřím. Prosím, nějaké zkušenosti. Nic.
That's what I've always said.
Zrovna v loděnici je knížka, jak bojovat. To je taky docela dobrý.
Really? How interesting.
What are you doing here?
I'm building a ship because I want to get out of here as fast as I can. But the way it looks right now, this ship will never be finished.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Soon the orcs will come and burn down the city.
What makes you think that?
Boy, have you noticed the paladins running around everywhere? Why do you think they're here? I tell you, they're here because the orcs will attack soon, and that won't be pretty.
Can I help you somehow?
Yes, you can. Find out what the paladins are planning. I want to know why they're here. And I have to know if the orcs will attack and how far from the city they are. One of the bastards was even seen outside the city. Just bring me all the information you can get. I need to know how much time I have left to finish the boat.
Why can't you finish your ship?
Oh, we have thousands of problems. The hull still isn't stable, and it's still missing a lot of boards. But I have hardly any gold left to buy new material with, and the last delivery had bugs in it. My boys don't work productively. One wants a fast ship above all else, the other one is worried about the figurehead. As if we didn't have more important things to do. Also, one of my people is simply not showing up for work anymore. I'm beginning to fear that this will delay the construction even more.
You're one worker short?
Yes. His name is Monty. He's vanished into thin air. That lazy pig is probably living the high life on a farm somewhere. I should never have paid him in advance.
When was the last time you saw Monty?
He hasn't bothered to show up for work for at least 2 days.
I've heard that other people have gone missing too.
Just what I'm saying. That's where the evil starts. Farum the fisherman told me something similar. His buddy William is no longer around. I bet that the orcs are behind all this.
Where can I find this Farum?
He's a fisherman. I think that his hut is near the provision store of the Paladins, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, you landlubber. Looks like you're stranded here. You look a bit pale around the gills. Never mind, my lad. All you need is a good stiff sea breeze.
What are you doing here?
Back when I was a young man, I went to sea and rode through many a big storm. No big deal, not at all. But that old tower came closest to what I call a home. I haven't been up there in ages.
Why not?
Ever since these scallywags took over my lighthouse, I haven't dared get closer to it than 20 feet. Really bad rabble, that. They're criminals from the Valley of Mind, you know. There was this big bang on the other side of the mountains, and they swarmed all over the land like flies. Now they're hiding out everywhere, even in my lighthouse. I think they're on the lookout for any ship they can raid. Ah, let them. Then at least they'd be out of my tower.
Will it ever change?
Do you come to town often?
I always say a town is only as good as its harbor. A harbor is the gate to the world. That's where everyone meets and where everything starts. Once the harbor goes to the dogs, the rest of the city will follow soon.
Tell me about the harbor.
The harbor of Corinus isn't what it used to be. There's nothing but riffraff hanging about. The ships don't come anymore, and trade is dead. This harbor's about to go under.
So why don't you leave?
Nobody would take an old sea dog like me on his ship these days. Most people think that old Jack's got the gout in his rotten old bones.
And are they right?
Balderdash. Once I've got those planks beneath me feet again, I'll feel like a young whippersnapper.
What do you mean by riffraff?
Look at them, the lazy rabble. Most of them don't even know what work is. All they do is drink all day and spend their last pay at the brothel. I tell you, stay away from them.
Why are the ships no longer coming?
They all say that once the war is over, everything will be like it used to be. That's a load of bilge water. I tell you, a sailor can see when a town's going downhill. A sailor feels that in his blood, and I can tell you, forget about this harbor. Its heyday's over.
Is it really true?
That's nothing new.
Hey, you!
Nothing surprises me anymore.
What are you doing here?
My name is Brahim. I draw maps and sell them. Since you're new here, maybe you could use a map of the city? It's quite affordable and very useful until you know your way around.
It's not what I heard.
Is it true that some townspeople have simply vanished?
So I've heard, but I'm not sure whether it's really true. Just look around you. Does this rat hole look like the place where you want to spend your golden years? Small wonder that people are getting themselves out of here.
There've been all kinds of rumors.
Show me your maps.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Who said that?
It's a bad...
Come back again later. I'm sure to have something new for you then.
You already know what I think. Do you really think?
Hey, I don't know you. What do you want here? Are you headed for the tavern?
Do you really think?
I agree with you completely.
Ah, so this is the harbor watering hole. And there I was, taking it for the governor's palace.
Hey, cut out the bad jokes, runt. Otherwise you'll be chewing the cobblestone.
Calm down. All I want to do is drink a beer.
Okay, but it'll cost you 50 gold pieces to get in.
Forget it. You won't get a single coin.
Then I'll take everything you have. As soon as you're lying on the ground in front of me.
Put down that weapon.
Stop right there, you lowlife!
Honestly, who says things like that?
Nobody wants to know.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
He never would have thought of that himself.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Someone's got to do that.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
You don't have to tell me that.
We had better shut up.
Jako 50 tlačit za vstup do hospody fakt nebudu.
I couldn't care less.
These are bad times.
That's not what my husband... He can't keep anything to himself.
These are bad times.
That's not what I don't believe that.
Vzkazovat plány.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Take care of
It had to happen.
sooner or later.
Someone's got to do the work.
I'd have done it differently.
Hey, do you need fish? Get your fish here, fresh from the depths of the sea.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I'm staying out of it.
Can you tell me something about those missing people?
Missing people? This is a harbor, pal. Things like that are bound to happen. The sea is treacherous and bound to claim a life now and then. Captains of large vessels will always sign on new sailors in a large seaport such as Corinus to complete their cruise. And if they don't find any volunteers, some people may get dragged off against their will, and then they're gone.
Only in us decides what's right or wrong.
Are you missing someone?
Me? No.
The path of virtue is long and rocky.
What ship would that have been?
Good question. Not many ships have come into Corinus lately. That is true.
Do you know of anyone who's gone missing?
No idea. Ask the shipbuilders.
I don't believe this is going to change.
Someone's got to pay
for that.
I used to say that myself.
It can't go on like this forever.
That's not what I heard.
It had to happen sooner or later. I'm staying
out.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
Is it really true?
Hey, you have no business up here. Only paladins and those of us in the militia have access here.
I couldn't care.
What's up here then?
This is the provisions store of the Royal Guard of the Paladins. I am the provisions master here, and I'm responsible for seeing to it that none of the paladin stuff goes astray, and you're not wanted here. So keep your hands to yourself or I'll chop 'em off.
I could tell you.
I can't believe it.
You can't rely on
Nebudeme ho provokovat radši, jdeme...
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Never thought of that himself.
You can't rely on that. That's no secret.
But he knew that
Takže
all
narazí
along.
na nějakýho rybáře, mě zajímalo.
I've got no time for things like that. Nobody wants to know.
Potřebuji se někoho na něco zeptat.
Hey! You're a fisherman?
Now, how did you ever guess that? Can't you simply leave me alone? Don't take it personally, but I haven't been too happy lately. It's that militia.
Your buddy William has disappeared?
So he has. He's a fisherman, but a little too big for his boots, I should add. He should have stayed well away from that bunch.
When did you last see him?
Only a few days ago.
Maybe he just went out to sea to fish.
That's not very likely. His boat is still moored in the harbor.
What's he been up to?
William had some shady dealings with those crooks. I think it was all about contraband that he sold to the bastards.
He'll surface again.
I don't think so. He's been gone for too long already. I'm afraid that I'll be dragging his body from the sea at some point.
What bastards would those be?
I don't know who they are or what their business is here in Corinus. I only know the place where they met up with William. I just happened to see William there when I was fishing in the bay.
Where exactly is that meeting place?
There's a bay opposite the harbor, north of here. You can only reach it by boat or swim. There's a beach there and a small fishing camp. That's where I saw them.
I think I've heard enough.
Spare yourself the effort. I don't believe you'll find him.
Trouble with the militia?
Those bastards keep coming here and taking whatever they want. Last week, they made off with my entire catch. It's for a good cause, they said. I know that everybody's got to fend for himself since the farmers have stopped trading. And, of course, sometimes people just go hungry. Small wonder that they're snatching the fish from right under my nose. But if they keep doing this, I won't even have enough to feed myself.
Have you talked to the paladins about this?
Are you joking? Do you really think they'd be interested if a poor devil like me has his problems with the militia?
Maybe I can help you.
I don't know. I suppose you'd have to know somebody from the militia who has connections to the paladins. The paladins will hardly buy the fish from me.
I shall see what I can do. So, how are the fish biting?
I've seen better times. Too little to live on, too much to die.
Dobrý popis. Škadla. To by mohla být slušně na prodej. No, říkám, to je slušně na prodej. Já vím, že, já si pamatuju, že budeme potřebovat loď, to si pamatuju, že budeme, že s tou budeme mít potíže. Myslím, že bude tahle ta, že budeme mít skonfiskovanou. To se nedostaneme. A ono vypadá docela slušně opuštění, protože to je ve městě furt. Mě to připomíná to. Připomíná mi to Asterix a Obelix. A určitě není čerstvé. Protože vlastně on ten obchodník s těma rybama tam vlastně teďka v tom novým, v tom miniseriálu říká, že tu jednu rybu našel před týdnem na pláži, ne? Ten doslova našel. Ta byla určitě jako čerstvá. Jo. Do prdele. Takovouhle potvoru se tady nechají paladinové hnedka pod nosem, jo. To je pěkný teda. No, už nemáme šanci, to víme. Až tady nic asi nebude. Tak teda jdeme zpátky, ne? Taková krásná, jo? Jinak teda lidičky zítra zítra se bude hrát Apexko a nebudu u něj asi pít, jo, to nebude drunk stream, protože to nebudu hrát se Segrou, budeme to hrát teda s Qui-Gonem, bude se vysílat asi až od 7 hodin, že to dřív nestihnu, mám ještě nějaký povinnosti. No, nevím, co ještě tak nějak ohledně zítřka. Tak nějak asi vše, no.
I never knew that.
It had to happen sooner or later. He thinks it's as easy as that. It can't go on like this forever. Get that from me.
Ale ty hospody znova.
You mustn't believe everything here.
Už pořád.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here?
You really didn't deserve that.
Hey, Larish, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
You mustn't believe everything here.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Who said that? That's the first I've heard of it. You mustn't believe everything here.
Tell me more about Lee and his mercenaries.
What do you want to know?
As it is. That was quite obvious.
How do I find the landowner's farm?
It's quite simple. You leave the seaport by the east gate, and then follow the path towards the east.
He should have known.
I can take you there if you want.
Do you really think?
That was quite obvious.
Tell me more about the mercenaries.
Well, if you're as tough as you were back then, you shouldn't have any problems with them. Most of them are ruffians, and if you can't stand up to them, you won't get far. If you're squeamish, you don't have a chance of joining them.
Why aren't you with Lee and his mercenaries?
But I am, just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outpost in the city. We don't want the ship to sail without us.
More trouble. Why haven't I heard about this before?
What ship were you talking about?
It's on the open sea harbor, behind the cliffs. Lee and a few of his people really want to get away from here.
Got my own opinion about
But that could take a while.
Why?
You'd better ask Lee about that. If you meet him, he's got plans.
Nobody ever asks me.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
That's totally obvious.
Can you teach me something?
Sure. I can help you become stronger and more dexterous if you like.
I can't believe that.
I have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Teach me something.
I don't want to hear that.
I've heard a thing or two.
Come back once you have more experience.
Let's wait and see.
You've already got
A thing or two.
I must talk.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos. I must have it.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
I'll find a way somehow.
Sure. If you want to ingratiate yourself with the citizens or play errand boy for the militia.
That'll only cause more trouble.
Do you know why the paladins are here?
Nobody knows for sure. Lots of people think it's because of the orcs, but I think there's another reason. It probably has something to do with the old penal colony.
You don't have to ask me that.
Takže,
You don't have to ask me that.
ale jsme tady už je
like this
určitě
forever.
bratnost. Už teďka mám
How
dal
did you pick
5.
that up then?
Už mi chybí teda 1500 bodů, mi ještě chybí na to, abych získal zbytek, no.
Why won't they listen to me?
Sežral mi ty zámky, no, bohužel. A páčit zámky se mi víc vyplatí. V téhle fázi. A může mě učit zadarmo, to je úplně to nejlepší.
It can't go on like this forever.
That's typical, isn't it?
That's not what I heard. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Where did you pick that up then? I already thought as much.
That doesn't surprise me.
But he knew that all along. I don't believe this is going to change.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
What should I expect with the militia?
Let me make one thing clear. To be a soldier of the militia means much more than strolling through the city in a uniform. It is a dirty and even bloody job. Once you are one of us, a great deal of work will be waiting for you. But it is worth it. Besides the pay, you might someday have the chance of becoming a holy warrior of Innos.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I've come to
I'm not telling you anything new.
Já si to tady uložím. Kdybych se ještě náhodou rozmyslel, nebo chtěl ještě jít na druhou vlnu a jít za druhý tábor, no.
I'm ready to join the militia.
Then you are a citizen of Corinus?
Bosper the Bowmaker has taken me on as his apprentice.
Then you also know something about living in the wild. That is good, because the militia has assignments not just within the city walls. We can certainly use people who know their way around in the wilderness. And the Bowmaker is an important man in the city. If he vouches for you, there's nothing standing in the way of your acceptance into the militia. You can join us if you wish, but your decision will be final. Once you wear the armor of the militia, you cannot simply take it off and no longer belong to us. Are you prepared to fight together with us for Innos and the king?
I'm ready.
Then so shall it be. Welcome to the militia. Here is your armor. Wear it with pride and dignity.
Can I finally see Lord Hagen now?
You are now in the service of the Paladins. They will let you in, but you had better have something important to say.
Don't worry, I do.
Remember that you are meeting the Chief Paladin. Behave yourself accordingly. You represent not only yourself now, but the entire militia.
Will I get a weapon too?
Of course. Peck usually takes care of that. But it occurs to me that I haven't seen him for quite a while. Find out where he's hiding and bring him here. Then he will give you a weapon. And if you want to sleep, you can lie down in one of the beds in the bunkhouse.
Tak, konečně máme i trošku zbroj. Takže paráda.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Budeme mít i trošku odolnosti. Teď to tady všechno šlohnem a bude. Bohužel teďka je už bohužel tma, tak mi asi...
Hey, you! Could you train me?
Sure thing. If you have enough experience, I can help you. Always remember, dexterity and long-range combat belong together like crossbow and bolt. The one
isn't worth a thing without the other. I understand. I want to become more dexterous.
Klasika.
Show me how to use a crossbow.
Aha, kuše, taky takhle speciál. A já spíš potřebuju luk než kuši. Kuši moc nepotřebuju. Tak tady půjdeme lehnout. Půjdeme se do rána.
Do you really believe that?
I already thought as much.
So Lord Andre accepted you. I expect you to come here and train regularly. Ruga will train you in the art of the crossbow, and Mortis will help you to increase your strength. But the most important thing is for you to learn to handle your sword properly. I'll make a good fighter of you yet.
What are the advantages of one- or two-handed weapons?
Quite simple. With a one-handed weapon, you're faster. That can be a considerable advantage in battle. Two-handed weapons are more ponderous. You have to fight with foresight, but you can do a lot more damage when you're hit.
Where should I start, with one-handed or two-handed weapons?
That's entirely up to you. If you specialize in only one type of weapon, you automatically learn the other at the same time. If, for instance, you're good at fighting with one-handed swords, but still a beginner with two-handed weapons, your two-handed skills will go up as well whenever you train with a one-hander. In that case, the training is more exhausting than if you train with both types of weapons. Just start and you'll soon see what I'm talking about.
Let's begin with the training.
Abych šel asi spíš do těch jednoruček. Bych řekl pravdu, ale teď na to stejně nemáme body, takže to je jedno. Kolik mi chybí? No, 11 let mi chybí.
Due to the general situation, the forest and wilderness near the city are to be avoided for your own protection. Furthermore, any contact with the rebelling peasantry in the surrounding areas is strictly forbidden.
A teďkom půjdeme dělat co, no? Jo, najít peka musíme. Najít peka, to je kde může být, to vlastně někde po městě, to je...
But that's terrible.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Jasně.
I don't believe that.
He can't keep anything to himself. I won't tell her a thing.
Počkat, nebude v nevěstinci? Buď bude v nevěstinci nebo v hospodě, v jednom z těch míst. Taková ta logika. Je už. No tak. Hřmí to blízko. Se mně nelíbí, doufám, že to že nekrešne síť. To mě docela nasrlo. Buď bude v hospodě, anebo v bordelu, jednom z těch míst.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
That's an open secret.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
And it's going to get even worse.
Nobody ever asks me.
These are bad times.
Care less.
We can only wait and see.
I can't take care of everything. These are bad times.
That's nothing new. It had to happen sooner or later.
I don't believe this is going to change.
Everybody knows by now.
Když to tu uložím. Je. Debil. Dobře.
That's no secret.
Hey, it's time to hit the road.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
I need a weapon, so come back to the barracks.
Damn it, your weapon can wait.
Jasně, neřeknu mu, že jsi byl tady u Vanja. To jsme ho našli, počkáme až přijde si, až se přijde nahoru. Dostaneme od něj zbraň, která stejně pro nás bude zbytečná. 90%. No a příště, nevím co příště, bych nejradši se zbavil těch banditů na tom mostě. Ale to pochybuju, že zvládnu s tím, co teďkom aktuálně mám.
I've managed to track down Peck.
Yes, he's already back at his post and going about his duty. Where did you find him?
He crossed my path in town.
All right. Then go to him and get yourself a weapon.
Have you got an assignment for me?
Lately, there's been an increase in the sale of swamp weed in the city. We cannot allow this stuff to catch on. Otherwise, everyone here will start smoking and no longer be able to work, let alone wield the weapon. Particularly now that there is a danger of a possible attack by orcs or mercenaries. I suspect that the mercenaries are behind it. I bet they're bringing the stuff into the city.
What is there to do?
Mortis, one of our men, heard in the harbor inn that a package of swamp weed has arrived somewhere in the harbor district. Look around down there and bring me the package.
Why are you paladins in town?
Now you belong to the city guard. Therefore, you are also subordinate to the paladins. Now, I can take you into my confidence. We have come on a mission from King Robar. With the collapse of the barrier, the deliveries of ore have failed. Therefore, we are getting the ore and bringing it to the mainland. With the ore, we shall forge new weapons and drive the orcs back.
Už přišel, nebo ještě se fláká někde? Právě, že se ještě furt někde fláká, takže... Nic. Ale už je tady.
I've come to get myself a weapon.
Well, look who's here. Our new comrade. And he wants a sword. You didn't tell Andre I was in the Red Lantern. You seem to be okay. Here, take your sword. It's the best that I have. If you want a better weapon, then go to the merchants in the market.
Takže nám dal teda. Tam dal tamhle ten kvalitní meč. A požadovaná síla je teda brutál, teda ti musím říct, kámo. Pak jako dokupy teď nedám. Tak, já potřebuji teda tu obratnost a na to ještě furt nám chybí body, takže... Tak, najít balík trávy z bažin, OK, tady tam jdem. Sice pochybuji, že se mi to povede najít, ale můžeme to zkusit.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted.
Ten netuším, kam bych ho měl jít jako hledat. Ale určitě to bude někde zašitý. Začnu, tady to není. V tom skladišti by to mohlo být. Nic. Třeba nahoře.
Hey, you still here? Didn't I tell you to piss off? Now I'll show you who's boss around here.
Thanks for the gold, you hero. I think I'd better take this weapon.
Myslím, že jsem úplně tuhej. Tak nic. To takže do toho skladu nechodit.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Really? How interesting.
And he works all day too.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
Já to ti můžu říct, až přijdu zpátky, takže tady nic. Je možný, že ten balík ani nenajdu, takže máme kolik? Máme 4 hoďky. Není nic moc času samozřejmě. Přemýšlím.
I've managed to track down Peck.
Yes, he's already back.
He crossed.
All right. We cannot allow this stuff to catch on. Otherwise, everyone here will start smoking and no longer be... Particularly now that there is a danger of... I suspect that the mercenaries are behind it. I bet they're bringing this stuff into the city.
What is there to do?
Mortis, one of our men, heard in the harbor inn that a package of swamp weed has arrived somewhere in the harbor district. Look around down there and bring me the package. Now we have... Therefore... Everything is under control. Carry out your assignments.
Well, you didn't. It's the if you.
Nic s tebou nejde pokecat, je to škoda. Tak, skočíme za tím. Jeden chtěl vědět informace, proč tady jsou, ale teď nevím, který. Zapomněl. Dobrá paměť. Ahoj. Vole, tady jsou prachy na střeše. Tam je lektor dokonce na střeše. Pro něj jdu. Vole.
That's what I've always said. That's not what I heard.
Nedoskočil. Škoda.
Now that's typical.
Ty vole, to jsem fakt nevěděl, že může tady někde na střeše.
Everybody knows by now.
Nebo takhle po střechách můžou být schované věci.
Everybody knows by now.
To by bylo v tom měšci, by mě zajímalo.
That's an open
25. To je lepší než nic. Jo, tenhle chtěl po mně informace.
I know why the Paladins are here.
Really? Tell me.
The Paladins are here to get the magical ore from the Valley of Mines, not because they expect the orcs to attack the city. As soon as they've got the ore, they're going to return to the mainland.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
As if I didn't have enough.
Další zkušenosti.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
A teď ještě najít ten balík, no.
You already know what I think.
Hey!
That was obvious all
Come back again.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
Someone's gonna do the work.
I never knew that.
And it's going to get even worse.
Trying to pick another fight with me, are you?
Anything to himself.
He doesn't see that.
I don't believe that.
You know your way about the harbor, don't you?
Sure thing. Why?
He listened to the wrong people.
That's what I've always said.
What kind of rumors are floating about?
Around here, we don't like people who ask too many questions. Especially not if they're strangers.
Now that's typical.
And he works all day too.
Why don't I see any militia?
They don't dare come in here. We take care of things ourselves.
Better shut up. Who says things like
How's the shipping traffic?
The only ship that's come here recently is the Paladin's ship. It's over there behind the rocky ridge to the southwest.
Isn't it?
That's an open secret. That's not what my husband thinks.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
How are things?
If you want something to drink, you'll have to order it.
That's really not my problem.
I bet you overhear a lot of things.
So what's that to you?
I've always got an open ear for news.
Have you got your purse open then? Every piece of information I give you will cost 10 gold pieces.
He doesn't see that. I can't help him. Really, how interesting. That's not what my husband thinks.
All right, agreed.
You struck a good bargain. I'm always at your service.
Nobody ever asked.
He simply talks too much.
I need information.
Doesn't see that. I can't help him. With my own eyes.
That's exactly what I said.
That's terrible.
I never knew that.
Someone's got to do the work.
What do you know about a package of swampweed?
Whoever owns such a package is a rich man, and probably a very relaxed man as well.
Don't try to fool me. You know something, so spit it out.
All right, all right. This fellow came to my tavern the other day, one of the mercenaries. He said that he sold a package of swampweed at the harbor, but of course he was completely stoned. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the missing citizens?
All I know is that some people have vanished during the last few days. It's especially bad down here at the harbor, they say. Maybe you should ask around here a bit. There were some cases in the lower part of the city, too. If you want to know more, you should talk to Corrigan. He has his tavern in the lower part of town, and he's likely to hear a thing or two. Halvor, the fish merchant down by the quay, might know something, too. Many people frequent him.
Will it ever change?
He can't keep anything to himself.
Who said that?
Hey, I haven't got time to chat with you. Talk to Cardiff if you want information.
Huh. That'll be that, I know.
Honestly,
Been known a long time.
Someone's got to do the work.
Better to watch out.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Who
Who says things like that?
Someone's got to do the work. Go away, don't tell me that. Who says things like that?
But that's terrible. He simply talks too much.
Who says things like that?
Don't
Don't tell this to anyone.
That's not what I heard.
He simply talks too much. I won't tell her a thing from now on.
That's what I've always said. That's not what my husband thinks.
Now that's
Ale většina je chud, tady jsou většinou chudáci. Ty stavu, tak já nevím, kde bych tady mohl jako najít ten balík.
Go away, don't tell me that. That's what I've always said.
That's not what I heard.
Go away, don't tell me that.
You don't say.
What are you cooking there?
Oh, fish soup. It's not all that tasty, but at least it's hot. You can try a plateful, if you like. He can't keep anything to himself.
He can't keep anything.
Could you cook me some soup?
I cook for everybody. For you too, if you want. All you need to do is bring me a fish. I don't believe that.
Could you cook?
Nothing could be simpler.
You don't say.
Here.
What can you tell me about?
Most citizens in this town are afraid of thieves. Therefore, it's not a good idea to enter strange houses.
These are bad.
But if you're looking for a place to stay overnight, you're welcome to sleep in my hut. There's an extra bed that you can have.
Aren't you afraid of thieves?
The only valuable thing that I ever owned has already been taken. Oh, someone stole my statue of Innos.
Someone's got to do the work.
You don't say.
These are bad times.
Ne, nebudem to otvírat. Má cenu.
I won't tell him a thing from now on.
Tak, kde může být ten balíček schovaný?
No idea. You tell me.
Hey, you!
Someone's got to pay for that.
Show me.
Má čistě jenom ryby, takže nic.
Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
You can't rely on that.
Kde by mohl být ten balíček?
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I couldn't get away with
For that is the will of Innos.
Ještě mi napadá, že by mohl být schovaný tady.
The path of virtue
I'm
is
not
long
touching
and
that.
Innos enlightened
I couldn't care less.
I'm not touching that.
Can you sell?
You want to buy? Let's say that if you could compensate me for the trouble that will arise from the Paladin's things wandering off, then we might be able to do business.
Does that happen often? Things going astray?
As long as the provisions master says that everything is right, no.
I see.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Farum the fisherman has problems with the militia. The boys are constantly stealing from him.
And what do I have to do with it?
You have a certain amount of influence up here with the Paladins. Farum needs your protection. He's willing to give you a part of his catch for it.
I see what you mean. Fish. As if I didn't have enough crap to deal with. Tell your pal he should come to me and tell me exactly what's up with the militia. I'll take care of it.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
What do you have to offer?
Then pay attention.
Jo, mistrovský meč, na obratnost to je hodně dobrý. A je za 2,5 tisíce, no. Tunový meč, obří mačeta, to je všechno na sílu. Já pojedu na obratnost hlavně, takže... Sádlo z Kristu. Ten magie, nic moc teda.
All the
Go ahead and laugh at me. The Paladins drag so much rubbish along that it isn't funny.
Ale pár věcí by ten meč by byl dobrý. Tady není nic. Tady za tím rybářem to říct.
Hey, you! I know how to resolve your trouble with the militia.
And how would that be?
I'm not here often enough to keep a constant vigil on your fish, but I know someone who could do just that. Martin, the provisions master of the Paladins, wants to hear your story about the militia and the fish.
And you think he can make the militia leave me alone?
At least that's what he said.
Great, thank you. I cannot give you much, but wait. I found this strange blue stone on one of the islands off the coast of Corinus. I don't think it's worth a whole lot, but someone like you will certainly find a use for it.
Tak co za šutrák? Za 100 akvamarín, ale ten bude k něčemu potřebný možná i. Možná, nevím. Tak, tohle bychom měli. Zkusíme projít tady tuhle oblast. Se tady nic teďkom neobjevilo. Tak, ale že tady asi taky nic neruší. Tvar. Ruda, hezky. A to je všechno. Balí stříbrný prsten. Stará mince. Pila. Nějaké šipky. Ale žádný balíček tu není, škoda. Já fakt jako... Nemám ponětí, kde by to mohlo být, ale říkám na přístavu, že by to mělo. Tohle je furt jako přístav, sice už opuštěná část, ale tím pádem lepší místo na schování není jen tak. jestli to je, jestli to není zatím ještěrem schované. Ještě je jako jasná volba, vole. Okay. Dobré místečko. Ještě se trefit s každým šípem bylo ideální. Ty hlavně došly šípy. Kurde, jak to teď? Geronimo! Odblokuj se od něj! Dobrý. Máme trošku postup na něj. Ale jestli ho teda zvládnem, nemám tušení. Jasně no, tak nic. Musíme si pořídit víc šípů na něj. A nebo ho zkusit obejít, toho ještěra. Jo, no, už je 32, tak nic, ještěra si necháme na příště, nejspíš na sobotu. Takže jo, líčky. Moc krát díky za vaši dnešní účast. No a uvidíme se teda zítra u Apexka. Se docela těším, až si tu hru zahrajeme zase ve dvou. Nevím, jestli Segra bude mít čas, kdyby měla i Segra čas, tak jsem možná i ve třech, ale pochybuju, no. Takže holíčky, moc krát díky a zdar zítra.